All right, Dave, and we will be watching closely. Well, today's news is shocking, and reaction is quickly coming in from New Yorkers. Eyewitness News reporter Lucy Yang continues our coverage. She's live in Long Island City. Lucy?
Do we have any word on whether any charges are going to be filed? If so, when? And also, do we know if tax dollars were involved or if this was government time that he was on?
Well, that is some key questions here, because if he was in Washington, the question is, how did he get there? Did he take Amtrak on his own, or, was he, taken down there, as a governor usually travels, by, a car, by a motorcade of some sort? We just don't know that. Not yet.
And charges? We don't know
charges, we don't know that either. I mean, oftentimes in big prostitution busts like this, the Johns don't get prosecuted. They're not part of the sweep. It's the people making all of the money. So this is kind of unusual. You can bet it's because of this high-profile name that's involved.
Absolutely. Okay.
Thanks, Jim.
Jim, thank you. Well, some politicians are already calling for Governor Spitzer's resignation. We heard from James Tedesco earlier, Republican minority leader, and Frank McKay, chairman of the State Independence Party. For more on what politicians are saying, we're going to go to Bill Ritter, who joins us from the newsroom.
Stay up for 1 second, Sade, because I want to clarify something that Jim said, a question you guys asked, a good question. As far as I understand it, he was testifying in Congress when Jim Dolan saw him, so he would have been there on official business. There's also the questions that a lot of Republicans are asking up in Albany right now, the guarding of the governor.
And turning now to other news of the day, a woman is recovering after a shooting outside a deli in Queens. The gunman is still on the loose tonight. The computers are up and running again at a dozen New Jersey motor vehicle agencies. For several hours this morning, 1/4 of the state's agencies could not link up with the computer server. This prevented workers from being able to process the new digital licenses. By 11:30, the problem was fixed. The affected DMV offices are in East Brunswick, Edison, Matawan, Wallington, and 2 in Wayne.
And we still have much more to come on Eyewitness News at 5 o'clock on this very, very busy day. Still ahead, did a local school go too far, suspending a student when his father was just trying to get help?
Plus, frightening surveillance video during an attempted kidnapping. See how one woman was able to escape. A big scare at a Midtown high-rise after a fire broke out. Newscopter 7 was over the scene at 40th Street and Madison Avenue when employees were told to quickly evacuate the building. Fire officials say the fire was likely sparked by a cigarette dropped down an air vent that caused some insulation to smolder. The situation was under control in about an hour. No one was hurt.
And we have meteorologist Lee Goldberg here with the AccuWeather forecast. We both have no idea what's going on outside because this has been such a crazy day.
I will handle that for you.
Okay.
Finally actually quiet on the weather front while it was busy on the news front.
Yeah, thank you, Lee. Coming up, paying at the pump, the record gas prices in our area, and where we found gas that was being sold for less than what most of us are paying.
More people turn to Eyewitness News than any other local news.
There are the 7 deadly sins, and now there are more. The Vatican has come out with a new list of what it considers a mortal sin.
And you may be committing some of these sins without even realizing it. Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson has more. All right, Jim, thank you. And we're just receiving word from New York City former Mayor David Dinkins telling us that he is not joining the chorus of those in politics already calling for the governor to resign. He said, "I do not call for the governor's resignation." He says that since birth that he would make a superb governor. Dinkins says Patterson is a spectacular young man, talking about
Lieutenant Governor Patterson. Yep. Yeah, okay. So that's former New York City Mayor David Dinkins responding. Of course, much more response, and we'll continue to follow that. We turn now, though, to stories that are new this half hour. Outrage over a student suspension in Westchester County.
A sophomore was suspended 9 weeks for buying marijuana in school, but he wasn't caught buying the drugs, and it was his father who told administrators about it. It happened in North Salem. Okay, get ready for this one up next. Eyewitness News, keeping your hair clean without even washing it every day. That's good to hear. 3 men attempted to abduct a woman during the middle of the day, and the terrifying moments were caught on camera. Take a look. Security video captured the entire incident in a Walmart parking lot in Oklahoma City. The victim was loading her groceries into her car when somebody jumped from another car and tried to grab her. That's her being pulled into that car now. The victim called for help and was able to get away, but not before one of the 3 suspects took off with her purse and broke her wrist. Coming up on Eyewitness News, a new and groundbreaking surgery. Does it take you a long time to wash, dry, and style your hair every day?
Longer than it takes to say it, that's for sure. Well, there is a way to keep your hair clean and stylish without constantly washing it. It's probably better for your hair, too, not to wash it all the time.
So you used it and you like it?
Yes, again, 3 days, no shampoo, did shower. And yeah, so far, so good.
Okay, looks good.
The truth is out.
Thank you, Lauren.
All right, thanks, Lauren. Well, we got Lee here.
Do you wash your hair every day?
I do. I'm embarrassed about that. I use more than the allotted guy time to take care of. I have a lot of these waves and cowlicks and stuff. And
really?
yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Lee.
Yeah, well, this is all I can really offer.
On this set.
Yeah, well, my wife's sitting in front of the TV. You better tell him the truth right now.
Well, we'll get you a bottle of spray.
Yeah.
So
At 6 o'clock.
Okay, but at least this week is quiet.
Very quiet work week.
Okay, thank you, Lee.
Thanks, Lee. Coming up, surgery that can help tens of millions of Americans. More than 65 million Americans are living with severe leg and back pain.
And now there's a new surgery that can relieve the pain while preserving a patient's mobility. 7's on call with Dr. Jay Adlersberg. Jay, thank you, Jay.
Thanks, Jay. And that does it for this 5 o'clock edition of Eyewitness News. We thank you for watching. I'm Diana Williams.
And I'm Sade Baderinwa. Eyewitness News at 6 is 45 seconds away.